Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Random Call Sign and welcome to a new video. So as you know, Formula Racing is very popular due to its flexibility and variety of cars. They have many handling characteristics, power outputs, and types of racing. They go from anywhere from very basic, almost tube-like designs with very small displacement, low power engines, to state-of-the-art, costing well over 9 digits in development and assembly, allied with massive power outputs. Assetto Corsa has already a good choice of formulas available to choose from on its base game and DLCs, but allied with its capacity for modding, there are a few more that you can download and try. So today's video is about 4 free formula mods for Assetto Corsa that I think they are rather nice to race on, and I believe you'll like them. All of these are available at Race Department, so in order to download them, you'll need to create an account there. Starting up the list, the first formula is the vintage Formula Ford. This formula car is modeled around the car developed by Jim Russell and the Alexis team, which is the Russell Alexis Mark 14 chassis that used to run during the 1960s for use in his racing school. This same model won a couple of championships in the Formula Ford Nationals in the late 1960s. As such, all the specs are typical of entry-level formula cars of that age. As such, it sports a 1.64 engine giving out just a power output of 100 brake. It has really low weight, it has quite skinny tires and rather soft springs. Those specs are brought into the handling model of the Formula Ford in a very analog way. Its handling is typical of old racing cars, so the soft springs with the skinny tires create a slow handling car with all the types of interesting responses and solutions to the problem it creates. The car has both understeer and oversteer due to the skinny tires and low grip. It's both easy to make the car go sideways, but it's also easy to correct the mistakes. It has quite low power, but the 4 gears and low weight make it slightly moot. This is one of those cars that can turn with the steering as well as the throttle and brake, therefore to drive it, some adaptation is required, though this is something possible to get just in a few laps. It's a tremendously well balanced and fun to drive car, and totally worth to try. The next mod is one that I've covered before in a previous video, which is the Skip Barber. The Skip Barber is a very popular car in iRacing, and it has been brought into Assetto Corsa. Within the month or so this mod has been out, it has become fairly popular in Assetto Corsa as well. This is another racing school car that its objective is to create a driver. It's easy to drive, but it's really tough to master at its limits. Cornering the Skippy is something that requires some thought process. It's just not a case of braking before the corner. This car needs to be perfectly balanced during the braking turn-in, cornering, and exit. Any of these steps that are not done with the due process it requires, the rear of the car will be immediately out of bounds. Leaving the correction for too late or even overcorrecting it means the car is going to be facing the wrong way. Braking too hard will lock up the tires. Throttling too much out of a corner will spin the car. Carrying too much rotation into a fast corner will spin the car. This is what makes the Skippy so appealing and popular, because everybody can jump into it, but not everyone will get the most out of it. During the time it has been out, it has seen already a lot of action with very popular series and sim racing system, which is a testament of its fun factor and the type of driving as well as the competition it allows. While graphically it's just an average model at best, the sounds are rather mediocre. It's the driving and its technical part that is exceptional, making it a worthwhile mod to download. Over the last few years, Radiator Springs Racing have brought into Assetto Corsa a few Dallara cars that compete on the Formula 3 championships. The latest addition, which was added last year, is the Dallara F317, which serves as a change in philosophy from the previous cars that were shown in this video. While the Skip Barber and the Mark 14 work can be considered analog with little to no aero, where the objective is to develop a knowledge of transfer of masses, where to find grip, and how to do the inputs, a car like the Dallara, or any modern Formula 3 to that matter, even though they are not that powerful, the package and its handling are closer to modern formulas. The objective of a Formula 3 car is to pick up the types of skills that are created with very low grip, such as karts or even skip barbers, but bringing them into a driving model that has aerodynamics into mind. As such, this Dallara F317 mod is an exceptionally well developed one. Graphically it looks really great, but it's on the driving where it excels. It's an inviting car with an extremely nice direct response to inputs that allows for overdriving it. But in order to be fast with it, the delicate inputs that were required in the Skippy and in the Mark 14 are necessary to be brought into the Dallara and slightly be adapted to this new driving paradigm. Driving it, it's not dissimilar to the Formula tattoos in stock Assetto Corsa, but this Dallara is so much more involving and its driving is so much more rewarding and fun. In the download there's both the 312 and 317 Dallaras, but while the former is an excellent car in its own right, it's the latter that deserves all of your attention. The last entry is one of the best cars I've tried in recent times. Race Sim Studio is known for their extremely high quality paid Assetto Corsa mods, with the fantastic Formula Hybrids or the GT pack, but their latest addition is the free Formula RSS3 V6. This mod was developed with the current Formula 3 specifications in mind, so in this case it has a naturally aspirated 380 brake horse, 3.6 V6 engine in a 650 kilo car, propelling it from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 3 seconds. It has a halo for driver protection. This can be removed in-game inside the setup, and it was made to reduce the costs in this specific FIA specification. There are very few cars, let alone mod cars, that are close to virtual perfection. The Formula RSS is one of these cars. I'm not a fan of Formula cars in general due to its heavily aerodynamic dependent handling. That's why I'm so fond of the skip barber. Driving Formula 1 cars, only the early ones actually entice me. The more recent formulas are rather complicated to drive due to its subsystems, the mappings, and the only one that I actually like to drive, and I think it's the only one that's actually fun to drive for me at least, is the Ferrari F2004. For some reason, I can feel a glimmer of the Ferrari F2004 in this mod. The Formula RSS driving is so responsive and direct with almost no frills save for the DRS. You can set up this car for a vast type of handling preferences. That can mean a very reactive suspension if you want the car to turn on a dime. It can be a more supple suspension if you want it to go over the curbs. You can do it for low aero, which you'll need to be careful for not the car to spin out of control. It's so nice to drive it. It sounds really nice. It just looks great. It's a fantastic car and a great competition base. Currently, I'm running a sim racing system series with the RSS that has become quite popular, with all splits being packed. All slots are filled rather fast. The competition in each track is just insanely fast with very competitive fields. Racing this formula in a competitive field requires some adaptation, as its straight line and cornering speeds are tremendous for a Formula 3 car. The previous generation Formula 3s, which were the Dallaras, didn't have this space, so closer racing was possible. This new Formula 3 spec coming from FIA is a rather large jump in many aspects, so that close racing that was possible with the Dallara needs to be slightly adjusted to this new reality. In all regards, this Formula 3 RSS is as close to perfect as a mod can be, and I think you really should download this one. So here we are, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the cars. In reality, for me, these are excellent formula cars that I think everybody should drive, or at least try once. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these and if you like them or not, or tell me in the comments formula cars that you would recommend to everybody else. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll see notifications of new videos and streams when they come out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.